All right. Hello, everyone. What is good? Hello. Ryan and Fame's here. Nice to see y'all. Nice to chat with y'all. The one day, the one day out of the week you spend, not gaming. I don't even stream on those Sundays. Y'all know that. I'm only doing this for a special occasion. It's the one day out of the week where we gotta sit back and we gotta talk about some stuff. Just a little bit. I doubt we're gonna go too hard, but we're just gonna talk a little bit about some stuff today. In today's little lightning round episode, number 66, we're slowly approaching 70. Slowly. And I know we're gonna at least, if I had to get a feeling, I think we're gonna at least get to around 90 before the NFL season's over. So we'll see what'll happen. But we're getting close to that triple digit mark of 100. So for people that have been here, have been tuning in for 66 episodes, and give yourself a round of applause, man. Thank y'all so much for showing all the love for this so far. But for today, we back to talk about some more NFL. Yeah, Fuyu, you're absolutely correct. I never stream on a Sunday, but the only reason why I'm streaming on this Sunday is because I wasn't able to do this podcast episode for Tuesday, let alone Saturday or Friday. The days I kept pushing this back, I said, you know what? Fuck it. We might as well just do it for Sunday and get it all out the way. You know what I'm saying? So usually right now I would just be like napping and preparing for it, but I'm like, you know what? I ain't even all that tired at the moment. So like, okay, let's just get this shit done. I said I'm not tired. I'm yawning. Happy Order 66. You need to be stopped. But yeah, we're on episode 66. So we're just gonna talk some more. We're gonna talk more ball. We're gonna definitely talk some football now. If there's any other random topics you guys want to talk about now, like right now, get out the way now, because we know how long it's going to take to do football. Once I get into it, I am not stopping. So if there's any topics in mind that y'all want to get out of the way, we can do that. Now there was one particular thing I would say I had planned, but I guess some issues happened. I don't know if this is something she still wants to do, because we can still cover it and talk about it and get out the way. I don't know if Winter still wants to talk about power. I don't even know if I talked about it last episode. If I did, I'm happy I did, but I don't mind having to talk about it further, if that makes sense. So you might have to go back a couple episodes and find out if you can. What I'm thinking about doing, if it's at all possible, I usually put them all up on YouTube. There's one episode right now that's blocked. That's episode 63, because I guess I was playing too much stuff on there. But I don't mind having to like make it a Google Drive, and that way you can watch it for yourself. But for right now, we're just gonna recap everything that happened with week 3 of the NFL. And then leading on to that, we're going to talk about some picks for week 4. I'm also going to talk about some parlay bets as well that I put in for. Now, if you guys are curious, no, I'm not betting too high. I'm not betting too crazy. Obviously, because the one thing, if any of you guys want to get into betting, I need to say this. Don't bet like a dumbass. Do not sit up there and bet $20, $30, $40, $50 unless you are absolutely fucking sure this shit's gonna hit. Now, the links I go through is some small shit. So that's why I said don't worry about it if I lose money. Now, the only thing I would be mad at is if I lose a big amount of money. Is either that or I come close to winning a bet, but I get holed over. I get screwed over. That would be the only times you will hear a lot of anger out of me. And trust me, I'm not gonna get into it because it's not related to this. But there's like 2, 3 players that earn my wrath, and they're on a ban list, like Yu-Gi-Oh style ban list, because they screwed me over. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and talk about some football. Since if there's no other topics, if there's nothing else y'all have in mind, we can go on ahead and talk about this. So, letting y'all know now. And I will say this: I did see a little bit with what happened with the Metal Gear Solid Delta thing. I do know what's going on with that. The way how I see it, for me, I'm happy about it. I'm happy it looks good, but I'm not going to see anything else. I really don't mind or care to see anything else with it until the game releases. So there you go. That's actually what I would use it for, Eagles, because fuck it. I won. I took a good guess. And that's essentially what I'm going to use it for. Either for that, or I'll save it up, and then the following week I'll be like, all right, cool, we'll start using it. We'll go in. But yeah, with that being said, let's start. So, week 3 games. Let me make sure. Good. Okay. That. Week 3 games. Let me see if I can go back. I'm not gonna cover every statistic, but I am gonna give my thoughts on what had happened with which, if I can. So right now we had the Jets beating the Patriots 24-3. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think anyone and their mom was shocked that this happened. I don't think anyone was shocked. Move this slightly. I mean, while the Patriots have been doing good as of late, and credit to them for doing as good as they have been, I'm not gonna lie, and I haven't said this in a while, a long while. I think the NFL needs to be on the lookout for the Jets. It's been a long time since we had last talked about the Jets like being good. And who would have thought Aaron Rodgers being healthy after leaving the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers being healthy might actually make them dangerous. Now, I don't know how far they're going to go in the playoffs, and we don't know how long this shit's going to last. We don't know how long they're going to be good like this. But Aaron Rodgers willing his team so far to 2-1 in the season, that's not bad. Looking at 3-1, because the game they got ahead, when we're gonna talk about, this might be an easy three game win. It might be easy, 3-game win. I think they only lost like week 1. For the season for the Jets, and honestly, I mean, I'm all for it. The biggest competition they had was against the 49ers, and that's obviously week. And Christian McCaffrey didn't even play that game. Who we're going to get to in the talk about. We're going to talk about the 49ers in a little bit. Giants beating the Browns 21-15. So the last time they were good was around 2009. Right, 2009, 2010. Like, oh God, I feel old. Damn, bro. The last time the Jets were good, Modern Warfare 2 came out for the Xbox 360 and PS3. The last time Jets were good, we had, what, Gears of War? We were playing that. Like, the last time Jets were good, we were still playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl. You know what I mean? Like, that's the last time the Jets were good. You have to go back, like, 2 console generations. And that's how good the Jets were. And it weren't that good, because they lost in the AFC Championship game. All right. The next game, of course, Giants Browns. I don't think anyone in their mom cares about this unless you want to see Deshaun Watson go through hell. In fact, how did he do? He's looking at Boomerang at the time. That shows you exactly my point. Okay, look at this. Deshaun Watson, 21 of 37, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's going through it. Now, it's not just with the whole court. It's not just with the whole case situation. You also got to remember, as a player situation, the last time we had Deshaun Watson really play like consistently good, it was back during the Texans days. And when the minute he goes over to the Browns, it's like, all right, he does okay for one particular season, but then he gets injuries, then he has the case, then more of the case, then more of the injuries. You know what I'm saying? So he's not gonna look right for a while, and he might not ever look right. So yeah, Deshaun Watson got a lot of demons right now that he's facing physically and, case wise, that he needs to, get through. Bears versus Colts. Colts beat the Bears 21-16. I gotta tell you, I was expecting Bears to run away with this game, but especially since the Colts got manhandled by the Packers, seeing as the Colts is letting me down. I'm sorry, seeing as the Bears is letting me down. I remember people hyping the fuck out of the Bears. Even I hyped them up a little bit, but to see that this is the route they're going, it feels like same old Bears. Shit is not changing with them. So with them, I mean, they need to get together. Because all I know is this: if there's one player that feels justified right now, it's Justin Fields. He got traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now his Steelers is 3-0, while his old team, the Bears, is 1-2, staring at 1-3 in the face if they don't get it together. Now, let's see. Do we do it? Do we do it? And let's see. Hold up. You know what? 1A and 1B. Texans, I can't believe it because y'all are too talented of a team. Texans clap cheeks of the week, bro. Texans clap cheeks of the week. What the fuck was this game? This was not what I was expecting to walk into in week 3. This was not what I was expecting to walk into for week 3. Okay? I shit you not. Going into week 3, knowing the talent the Texans have on this team, they have a great quarterback. They have a good running game. They have Stephon Diggs, who was drafted by the Vikings. I was expecting him to get some slight revenge on his old team for sending him away to Buffalo. And be like, you know what? I'm going to make you pay by scoring a touchdown. That's for sending me away. But instead, all I saw was, oh God, the Texans are getting cooked. My dad was saying the play calls were atrocious in that game. I tell you what, they better get that shit together too, because pressure is now on for the Texans for you. It's very, very much on for the Texans. When you set up there and you have the offseason that you have, and you had the season that you had previously, and then you reload, you add more pieces going into this season. If Texans fuck it up, and I'm gonna call this now, if Texans fuck it up this season, do not be shocked if the Kansas City Chiefs end up coasting to another Super Bowl appearance. Now, I don't know if they're gonna win this Super Bowl because they're trying to three-peat, but I'm gonna call this now, and feel free to clip me. The Texans or the Ravens, one of those two teams, are going to dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. If they get their shit together, the Chiefs are not making it to the Super Bowl. Because I can't see it out of all the AFC teams so far. I can't see it being the Jets because we don't know how long this is going, and we got a whole season to go, and I don't see it being them. I don't see it being them. Let's see here. Who else? Who the fuck else? The Bills, I would kind of see it. The problem is the Bills choke against Patrick Mahomes badly. They choke like a motherfucker. So I can't see it being the Bills. I would love to be wrong. I would love for them to shut me up. The Bengals right now, we're about to cover in a minute. We're about to really cover the Bengals. It's not looking too good for them. So all I see right now for teams that can dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs are the Texans and the Ravens. I can't see it being Steelers either. I would love to be wrong, but I see it being Ravens and Texans. Those are the only two teams I could think of. Other than that, everybody else, you're in their world. You're just racing to see who's getting a playoff spot and who the hell is going to get a good draft pick. That's all I see. So, yeah, Texans better get it together quick. And they got the game to do it, which we're going to cover. They have the game to do it. But right now, oh buddy, I got to tell you, I don't know if that's just bad play from the Texans for this week or just the Vikings just scorching shit. The Vikings are 3-0. Considering the controversies they had to go through, I have to give them props when it's due. I'm serious. Give them a round of applause. They had to deal with injuries. They had to deal with a death in the offseason. They lost their star quarterback this season. Sam Darnold is playing the best football of his career. He ain't never played that good. He didn't never play that good over there with the New York Jets. And now you mean to tell me the minute he goes over to the Minnesota Vikings, the flip switch, and he's just wrecking shit. And I'm going to be honest, heading into this season, I did not pick Justin Jefferson because I didn't think they were going to be like that. Now, granted, the one team they went up against that you could say is suspect is obviously the Giants, who we're definitely going to get to in week 4. But the 2 games they have shown outside of that game had me be like, oh shit, if teams in the NFC are not careful, they will sneak up on you and eliminate you from the playoffs. And you will not see it coming. They're basically the ninjas of the NFL right now. They will sneak up from behind you and get you if you let them. Because I don't think the Vikings are that good, but so far, they're shutting everybody up. So, we'll see how long this run's going to continue with the Vikings. I don't think this is going to continue throughout the season. Somebody's going to eventually find something. You know how this is. This is a 17, 18 week season. You can start out hot and end flat. You can start out flat and end hot. You could be mid and stay mid. That's the NFL season in a nutshell. But so far, the Vikings is looking dangerous. And NFC teams better take heed. Let's see this right here. All right. Eagles and Saints. Eagles and Saints. Let's take a look at the stats for this. Okay? Real quick. Eagles win 15-12. You see the stats here for the scores? Like, Eagles, no points, no points, no points, 15. They won by putting up 15 points in the fourth quarter after being shut out 3 straight quarters. Now, I see some good and bad with this game. Let's start with the bad. Let's get it out the way. Okay? Nick Sirianni, my head coach. I gotta tell you, the way how I felt that week when the game happened, I still feel that way until further notice. Nick Sirianni is holding this team back. And if that's what the fuck is going on here, he needs to leave. Back-to-back games, he has sat up there and not taken points when he should have. I shit y'all not. If y'all sit back and y'all watch some of these fourth down calls, they're unnecessary. And even in the Monday night game, you saw how unnecessary it was. We lost to the Falcons because we chose to not kick the field goal. And then the one time he does choose to kick the field goal, talking about my coach, it's a 60-yard field goal for our kicker to make. We're going to talk a little bit more about this with the next game coming up in 2 hours. We're going to definitely talk about this with the Eagles and what I think they need to do. But I got to say this like point blank period. If Nick Sirianni stops this over aggressive bullshit that he is doing, he will be out of a job before it's all said and done. It will not matter how much the players like him, because the decisions that you make will deem you fired in the long run. Okay? That's all I have to say there. Especially when this team sat up there offensively, did not score a point, as talented as they are, not even so much as a field goal or a touchdown, insane to me. Now, the good news that came to this, for people that don't remember, the Saints coming into this game, they were blowing teams out. Okay? The previous week, whoops, sorry about that. The previous week, we literally had Cowboys versus Saints for clap cheeks of the week. Sorry about that. Let me make sure I tone this a little bit. If I can do it. Let me do it. Come on. There you go. Alright. Literally previously we had Cowboys versus the versus Saints for clap cheeks of the week for 1A and 1B. The previous week they were up for clap cheeks of the week again, this time doing this to the Panthers. The Saints have put up 90 points heading into this game. So for the Eagles to sit up there and hold a team like that to 12 after this same Saints offense put up 90 on two teams, that's some impressive shit. Jalen Carter finally showed the world, like, yo, this is why I'm a first round selection. This is why they picked me. This is why they gave me the chance. He wrecked the game. Like, all game long, he completely wrecked the game. So for Jalen Carter to be doing that, you got that to deal with Jalen Carter. Jordan Davis had a good game. The defense had a real solid game. I can't even be mad at defense this game. But offensively, please to God do better. Oh, and one more thing. You signed Saquon Barkley to a 3-year deal. Please use him. You took him away from the Giants. Please use him. That's all I got to say. I would love to see it more. The stats don't, for me personally, don't tell the whole story. 17 carries, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. The stats don't tell the whole story. If you look at statistically, you'll be like, oh shit, yeah, they used them well. They used them well, but then when you look at it on certain situations where they should have used them, they didn't. They kept passing the ball when it clearly didn't work. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4. Situations like this, I'm giving to Saquon Barkley, and I'm seeing what he can do. There's no way you're not going to tell me you don't trust your running back that you signed to a big contract to get a couple yards and to keep the offense on schedule and then move the chains. So for me, I do. I trust the guy that I signed. If he fails, I would see if he kept failing. But you'll never know if he kept failing if you just give him the shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, bro. Plain and simple. For Jalen Hurts to go even for 311 yards with no AJ Brown is good, but now he has a bigger task ahead of him. Right. Eagles, right. He has a bigger task ahead of him next week. We'll talk more about it for next week. But Devontae Smith, 7 receptions, 79 yards. Dallas Goedert, 10 receptions, 170 yards. I'll talk about him as well for this upcoming game. But all in all, I mean, the Eagles, they did good, but they can do better, and you know they can do better. Now, I don't know if it's gonna be this game, but they can do better. Steelers versus Chargers. Steelers beat the Chargers 20-10. Broncos clap the Buccaneers of all teams 26-7. I wasn't expecting that game either. Not clap cheeks, but they definitely did get clapped 26-7. I wasn't expecting that at all. Coming from the Denver Broncos of all teams doing that to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No way. Absolutely no way. Packers beating the Titans 30-14. Malik Willis gets revenge on his former team. He actually, he used to be on the Titans. Now he was on the Packers, and he did what he did. Another shocker here. Panthers beating the Raiders 36-22. I don't think anyone in their right mind, especially after what the Panthers had gone through, I don't think anyone in their right mind thought this was going to happen. Dolphins get clapped by the Seahawks 24-3. I got to tell you, the Dolphins are suffering. The minute they lost Tua, it's been hell on earth for them. In fact, it's been hell on earth since the snap of week 1. It didn't feel the same for them. So, now for them, they're kind of going through it. I'll tell you what, if they lose 2 more games, they're not going to the playoffs. I'll actually be shocked if they're still going to the playoffs after this. Lions beat the Cardinals 20-13. This was actually a pretty tight game. And me and Eagles were watching this shit on Red Zone. We'd be like, oh shit, Cardinals might actually win here. But the only problem is the Cardinals just couldn't score. Couldn't score field goals, couldn't score touchdowns. They could not score when it mattered. That's the only thing that hurt them. Ravens beat the Cowboys 28-25. I'll talk more about the Cowboys in a little bit, but what I will say is this. Derrick Henry making Jerry Jones pay for not signing him. As we can see by the stats that we're about to take a look at, he made them pay. He made them pay. 25 carries, 151 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He ran through their face and didn't think twice about it. I know Jerry Jones has ruined the day that he did not reach out to even so much try to sign Derrick Henry. If he had, it might be a little different. Talking about he's too expensive. You wouldn't know that unless you reached out. Who's to say Derrick Henry wouldn't have taken a pay cut or something less just to sign with you? Shit like that happens. Rams beat the 49ers 27-24. I gotta tell you, I was actually entertained at this game. Again, me and Eagles sitting back, we watching this game and we like, oh shit. Are 49ers gonna pull this out? Oh shit. Are the Rams gonna pull this out? We was thoroughly entertained at how this went. And to see it come down to a Rams field goal at the end, it was like, yo, this was actually one of the best games this week. Because we were just really entertained at how this went. This went back and forth, tit for tat, intense moment after intense moment. And it came from this game. Which, I shouldn't be too shocked because divisional games will do this to you. It will make you feel that way. Where it's like, yo, we're just gonna kick it into higher gear. It's something different when you got something to go for. When you're trying to beat up a rival. You wonder if the 49ers, you wonder after this game, are the 49ers okay? We're about to take a look at that injury report in a little bit. Chiefs versus Falcons. Chiefs escape 22-17. I shit y'all not, bro. I shit you not. This is why I said it's between the Texans and it's between the Ravens. Because the Chiefs can't keep doing this forever. I know Fuyu said earlier that they're going to escape just by refs bailing them out. Even the refs are not going to bail them out when they get their ass kicked. You can't bail that out. You can't. At some point in time, the Chiefs are gonna get what's coming to them. They almost lost versus the Bengals. They almost lost versus the Falcons. At some point in time, even Chiefs fans gotta be looking over their shoulder being like, yo, we can't keep this up. We can't keep getting bailed out by refs. We can't keep having Patrick Mahomes call these we can't have the Mahomes magic keep going forever. Andy Reid gotta do better, such and such, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? This can't keep going. The football guys are looking at Chiefs like it's final destination. That's what, yeah. That's the best description to put it. The literal best description to put it. So the Chiefs right now, they're like escaping shit, but it's narrow. At some point, they're gonna run into a team, and they're gonna see it's like, yo, you're cooked. You're cooked. So yeah, Bills beat Jags 47-10. So far for the Bills, this is looking solid for them. It's almost like trading away Stephon Diggs has been the best thing that happened to them, which is absolutely fucking insane. They got rid of Stephon Diggs. They got rid of Gabe Davis, who also played in this game and did not get revenge on his old team. What the fuck is going on with the Bills? You give away two of your best weapons, and all of a sudden, you're playing the best football you could play for Josh Allen. I'm shocked right now with them. Now, like I said with the Vikings, we're gonna find out if this continues, this keeps going. The only reason why there's more hope. The only reason why there's more hope for this to continue than it is for the Vikings is because the Bills actually have a solid quarterback. They have an elite quarterback in Josh Allen. As much as I get on him for his bonehead mistakes, when Josh Allen is on, he is on. He is cooking. So right now, keep letting him cook. Along with James Cook, might I add, who's been shown it's like, yo, are you sure that I'm not the better brother, or is Dalvin Cook the better brother? You make the choice. So right now, keep doing what you're doing, Bills, because I might add you in as a team that could beat the Chiefs, but the problem is your track record says otherwise. But we're gonna find out and see how much truth that is put into this the more they keep this up. So last game to cover for week 3. Commanders and Bengals. I gotta tell you, if I'm the Bengals, I will be very concerned. You lost to the Commanders, who, in my opinion, they are the kind of team where they're not easily beatable, but you can beat them. You know what I'm saying? That's how this looked for me with the Commanders. And the Bengals have way more talent than the Washington Commanders. Let's keep it 100 here, okay? Like, you can't sit there and tell me top to bottom that they're not a more talented team when they are. They're absolutely a more talented team. However, for the Commanders to be out here and just giving teams hell the way that they have been, I gotta say, let's see how far this continues. The same thing I said with the Vikings. The same thing I said with the Bills. The same thing I said with the Chiefs. The only team for me that looks legit in the NFC, I'm sorry, is the Seahawks right now. Their defense is looking solid. That might be the one team I'd be afraid to face is the Seahawks. But we're gonna find out with them if even they will keep it up. Every team will start like this hot, will start like this mid, will start like this cold, and they will just turn it the hell on. But in the case of the Commanders, we're really gonna see, because they do this shit before, where they hype up this kind of talent, where they have this kind of talent that's all so crazy, and then when they run into a team that has just as good on paper as them, they get smacked around. And then all of a sudden, all we hear is just straight up crickets. So, for the time being, GG's Commanders, we'll see if you can keep this up as the season progresses. You said the track record, I would say if this was wrestling, they'll be like The Rock and the Chiefs or Stone Cold. Yeah, literally that, Eagles. That's the best description when it goes to the Bills versus the Chiefs. The literal best description for that. All right, let's go to week 4. And while I'm at it, I will go to my bets for week 4. So we're doing a double whammy here, okay? I have multiple bets set up, and they're very low on money, so y'all won't have to worry. If I lose anything, then okay. If I lose something, then I lose something. So let me get on here, and get on here. 3 websites I use for some solid betting. Log in from here and log in from here. I'll log in to FanDuel one a little bit. I already know what's about to happen with that FanDuel one. We're going to be asking for information. So let me just pull all these up, and then after that we will cover each game that has the particular player I'm looking for. So we have it here at the bottom, which is good. All right, let me head back over here. Right now, to start, we got Saints Falcons. I do not know, and I do not care who's gonna win this game, because we've seen it so far. Divisional games been going nuts. Okay, if anything, just watch the game and have yourself the time of your life. Enjoy. So that's how I look at these games. Now, when it goes to who I have betting for this game, I don't have to go here. I have Alvin Kamara scoring a touchdown. On another one, I have Bijan Robinson scoring a touchdown. So I expect both the running backs to get involved, and I expect them to score for their respective team. Bengals and Panthers, I don't know and I don't care. But what I do know is I have Chuba Hubbard getting some catches. So let me go ahead and scroll up. I believe he is right here. I have him getting 3 receptions in this game. I do not care who wins or who loses in this game. Rams and Bears, I have what's his name? What the hell? Let me see. I'm gonna see this man's name. I don't butcher any more than I have. Yeah, Kyren Williams, I have him getting a touchdown. And I have Rome Odunze getting a touchdown. So we'll see what'll happen. Vikings versus Packers. Because of the fact that we've seen what the Vikings have been doing as of late, I have Jordan Love here up for a bet. I have him getting under 240 yards passing. I also have one of his receivers, though. I do have one of his receivers doing well, such as his name. That way, yeah, Jaden Reed. I have him getting 41 yards receiving. So we'll see what'll happen. But this is another game where I'm gonna tell you, sit back, watch it, and enjoy. This is another divisional game. The divisional games are the best games to watch, ladies and gentlemen. Do not bet on who will win. Just bet on the players and bet on who's going to play hard. If you bet on the team, unless you're a fan of said team, you are asking for trouble. Letting you know now. Jaguars and Texans, another divisional game. That's let's see here. That's 1, 2, 3 divisional games here. This is a game where, if you remember seeing what I said on the Texans schedule, I said, look, this is going to be one of these games where I think Texans and Jags, someone's going to drop a game. And hopefully for the Texans' sake, they don't drop this game. So we'll see what happens for them. But I think Texans are going to pull this game out and they're going to win it. Steelers and Colts. Steelers should be able to run through the Colts' face and win this game. Jonathan Taylor, though, should be able to get a touchdown. Now, Broncos and Jets, do not care because Jets are going to go roughshod all over the Broncos. I think that was a one-time thing that happened with the Broncos just completely smacking completely smacking their team last week, but I don't think this is going to happen here. Not with the Jets. They're too good defensively for this to happen. Now, for players I have scoring for this game, I have Jonathan Taylor. I'm sorry, Jonathan Taylor. Wrong team. Wrong guy. I have Garrett Wilson scoring. My bad. I have Garrett Wilson and I have Breece Hall both scoring touchdowns for the Jets. Also, for the Colts and Steelers side, I have Jonathan Taylor scoring for the Colts. For the Texans side, I don't know who the Texans running back is, but I think I have him scoring. I don't know if I bet on him. Eagles, Bucks. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to keep it as 100 as possible, especially after seeing that injury report. I will be shocked if Jalen Hurts throws for 200 yards. I'm letting you know now. Eagles, fool you. I'm heading into this game with the most extreme low expectations possible. I actually expect us to lose this game because we don't have Lane Johnson, we don't have AJ Brown, we don't have Devontae Smith. Those are three core pieces of our offense right there. All we have are Saquon Barkley and Dallas Goedert. I will be shocked if we're still pass happy and Jalen Hurts passes for 200 yards. If the Eagles want to win this game, by the way, it's apparently hot out there. If the Eagles want to win this game, you have to run the ball. Like, literally, we have this as an emote, and this couldn't be any more serious than to use that emote right now. The Eagles need to run the ball. And I mean it. I don't mean run the ball just for trying to score. I don't mean run the ball just for trying to confuse the defense. I mean run the ball just for trying to control the clock and limit the amount of possessions the Buccaneers will get in this game. Because I tell you what, if it's a 2-touchdown game, Eagles will lose this game. Because I cannot see them. I can't see a world where you lose both your receivers, your top wide receivers. You lose your right tackle for this game. And all you have is your star tight end who you didn't do much to use. And pieces on the wide receiving side that you didn't really care to use all that much. And Saquon Barkley. Now, I think they're going to get a score here and there. But if it's a 2-possession game the whole way, the Eagles will not win this game. They have to keep it as 1 possession as possible. Anything higher, you lose this game. Plain and simple. Now, for this game, this is who I expect to score touchdowns. Now, Eagles, you can tell me I'm wrong on this if you wish, but this is what I see coming. Mike Evans is going to score a touchdown on this Eagles team. He almost always scores a touchdown on this. I don't know why. So I see it being no different here. I see Mike Evans scoring a touchdown. I see Saquon actually scoring a touchdown. Where, while yes, I think the Bucks are going to be keying in on him, I also think Kellen Moore's going to be enough of a crazy asshole to where he's going to mix it up a bit and still somehow get Saquon involved in the passing game or in the run game, and that's going to lead to him scoring a touchdown at some point. Now, Cardinals versus Commanders, I expect Cardinals to win this game. Cardinals are a much more talented team, in my opinion. Well, right now they're showing it, but I think they're a talented team than the Commanders, despite the record. And I see, of course, Marvin Harrison Jr. getting a touchdown and probably getting around 100 yards. 50 to 100 yards. Now, Patriots versus 49ers. I don't care who wins this game. I don't care who loses this game. I will say this, though, with the Patriots, as I'm a cover. The Patriots got injuries. I think Trent Williams did get hurt. I don't know if he's playing this game. I know I just saw an injury report that the 49ers got another player that's hurt, and he's out for the game. Christian McCaffrey might not come back till November, which is very alarming if you're a 49ers fan, because you basically have to survive October for him to get back. And if you can't survive October, you will not go to the playoffs. So we'll see what will happen with them. But right now, that Madden curse is hitting like a train. They lost Debo for a bit. They lost George Kittle for a bit. He's coming back in this game. Brandon Ayuk is looking like a shell of himself. And Christian McCaffrey took his ass up to Germany for like 3 weeks. Three going on 4 weeks. Even longer. He's out throughout half the season. So that Madden curse, whoo buddy, hitting like a train. All right, Chiefs versus Chargers. We already know where this is going. Chiefs is gonna watch the Chargers, and I see two Patrick Mahomes passing touchdowns, and I see Rashee Rice getting 50 yards receiving. I don't care about Browns and Raiders. Bills and Ravens is actually going to be a good game. Don't let the record fool you. I expect the Ravens defense to keep them in this game. Now, we'll see what will happen, but I expect Ravens defense to actually really keep them in this game and make it a lot more competitive than the record was going to show, especially since the Ravens are at home. I expect a James Cook touchdown, and I expect a Derrick Henry touchdown. Nobody cares about Dolphins and Titans. Seahawks and Lions are probably the second best game here, obviously. I don't know who's gonna win this game, but this is another case where you just sit back and you enjoy it. So, okay, so let's go on to the bets. Let's go ahead and look at them all and see which ones you think are most likely to hit. Now, you're not betting, that's fine, but you could give me your thoughts on what you think is most likely gonna hit. Do you think the first parlay is gonna hit? Do you think the second parlay is gonna hit? Do you think the third parlay is gonna hit? Do you think the fourth one's gonna hit? Do you think the fifth one or the sixth one's gonna hit? Yes, I put up like 6 parlays for this, and a good bit of them are touchdown parlays. So we'll see what'll happen. Some of them are not. I'm gonna let you know now. Some of them are not. So for this one, 6-pick parlay, I got Mike Evans, Jamar Chase. He should score versus the Panthers. Aaron Jones should score versus his former team. Alvin Kamara versus Saints. I'm questionable on Alvin. I actually think this one might not hit, because of the simple fact that he's actually questionable going into the injury report. So it's very likely he might not score. Derrick Henry, of course, scoring, and Garrett Wilson scoring against the Broncos. So that's the first parlay down. Oh, sorry for all this yawning. Second one, I got Breece Hall scoring. I got Bijan Robinson. I have James Conner in case if it's not Marvin Harrison. Devin Achane scoring with the Dolphins. Kyren Williams, of course, I talked about that earlier, and Zach Moss. This is an all running back touchdown parlay here. All these guys here are running backs, and I expect them to at least try to get a touchdown. Now, this one, honestly, is probably one of, if not maybe the hardest ones here. This one I have Mike Evans, Garrett Wilson, Chuba Hubbard getting 3 receptions, Jalen Reed getting under 66 yards, Travis Kelce. This should be one of if not the easiest unders all year so far, and that's Travis Kelce getting under 66 yards. So we'll see what'll happen. Romo Dunze getting 25 yards. Marv getting a touchdown. Kyler Murray getting a touchdown. And Brian Robinson Jr. also getting a touchdown. So that's the third parlay. The fourth parlay here before I switch over to Bet365 is when I have Garrett Wilson. Is that right? Oh, yeah. I did this one over. It's the same one. But for this one, I had, instead of having it's mostly the same except I got Romo Dunze scoring a touchdown and getting 25 yards. So there's that one. So these two are roughly the same. It's just one of the outcomes have changed. Now, Bet365. Let's see. Give me a minute. This is not the one. Okay, Bet365. This is the one I got. This is the one I personally set up. I have the Cardinals winning against the Commanders. Now, they don't necessarily have to win with Bet365. I'll go ahead and I'll tell you how this works. With Bet365, if an NFL or college team is up by 17 points, they will check it as you win the game. I repeat. If the Cardinals go up against the Commanders 17-0 or anything above 17 points, it will count as a win. So that's why I got Cardinals beating the Commanders in money line. And of course, Kyler Murray getting 200 passing yards. Second one, I have Bengals. I'm putting their trust in them one more time. If they fuck it up, I'm putting them on ban list. I have Bengals getting 17 points versus the Panthers. Do I expect them to win? They should win. But you know, they kind of concern me after what happened last week. However, if they put up 17, I won't have to worry about it. Along with Joe Burrow passing for 200. Same thing for the Jets, but Aaron Rodgers going 150. Chiefs, they should be able to blow out the Chargers. But then again, it's a divisional game with these two, so we'll see what'll happen. I know I got Pat going 200 yards because the Chargers honestly suck. And lastly, this one has nothing to do with money line. This one I have Sam Darnold getting 200 yards and Jordan Love going 100. I'm going under 241 yards passing. So there's that. Now I have one or two more here. Let me go ahead and get this over with. Oh my god. I'm sorry for the yawning, guys. But don't worry, we're almost through this. The fuck? Give me a minute. It should have popped up by now. There you go. I don't know why it didn't pop up like that. Okay, never mind. It's a different one. Okay. So here are the FanDuel ones I've set up. You can tell me what you think. Alright, this is probably... Oh, I did have multiple ones up here. Okay. Not too bad. Okay, so for this one, I have Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara, Breece Hall, Kyren Williams, Saquon, and Jayden Daniels scoring. The one after this is a money line where I think the Saints, the Vikings, the Eagles, the Jets, the Texans, the Cards, the Chiefs, and the Ravens all win their matchups. And of course, the last one I have here is James Cook, Derrick Henry, both scoring touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers, 2 touchdowns. Sam Darnold, 2 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes, 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard scoring. And David Montgomery scoring. But as you can see with all these bets, not only are they spread out, but as you can see, it's $1, $2, $2. The only one I put up that's $20 is Ranger Suarez, and he's fucking that up because I placed that back in May, so I don't care no more. But as you can see, $2, $2, $1. The only one that was $10 is the one at Bet365, only because I didn't have a choice. Because it's like, okay, you have to really put up like $10 to deposit on here, whereas compared to FanDuel, you have to put up you can put up at $5 at minimum, and the same thing can be said for here. But the difference is that DraftKings, if you choose to change your mind and take the money back, you could just take the money back and not make any bets. On FanDuel, you have to commit to making a bet. So there you go. $1, $1, $3, $2, $10 is the only one here because I had a bonus bet. And yeah, that's relatively it. So if there's any bets to take advantage of, if you got any extra money, the highest you should go is $10. But the lowest I think you should go is at least $5. And there you go. That's all I can really think of. Until then, that's it, guys. I'm done. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode of Lightning Round. I will see you guys in about an hour where we get started with the NFL in week 4. So then, as always, if you have any last comments, any last things to talk about right now, I will go ahead and tell you and give it to you. In fact, you know what? I'll take that back. There is one more. I do have one more to talk about, and it's still like sports related. But Eagles, I hope you're still here. I don't know if Fuyu's still here. But this is one more I want to talk about. It's about the 76th place. Okay? I didn't put up for it yesterday because it literally happened right after I was done. But as y'all know, the 76th place did get approved by the mayor of Philadelphia. And on top of that, she just had like a meeting of sorts with everyone in the area, particularly in the Chinatown area. Now, I will say it like this. I can't stress this enough when I say it like this, okay? The reason the 76th place is happening, is it partly on the Sixers? Yes. But at the end of the day, I wholeheartedly blame Comcast. Now, for people unaware, Comcast owns the Wells Fargo Center, and they also own the Philadelphia Flyers. So, they also own the sports complex that we go to. So, you ever wonder when you go to those Eagles games, Flyers games, whatever events, the money you give to these events, much of it does not go back to whoever is doing the event or whoever is practically playing at that stadium. A majority of that goes to Comcast, which in this case, it goes to the Flyers. The only thing I could think of that doesn't go to Comcast is anything that happens over at Lincoln Financial, because all of that goes to not only the city of Philadelphia, but also the Philadelphia Eagles. So, as far as that goes, let's understand the Sixers situation, okay? Now, I understand everyone has a load of hatred for Josh Harris, and rightfully so. He's a fucking scumbag of an owner. I get it. But I would love for people to sit up there and look at this as a business decision for like 5 minutes and not be selfish. Why would you go back to leasing the Wells Fargo Center, which, by the way, in case of people who don't know, the Wells Fargo Center, again, does not belong to the Philadelphia 76ers. It belongs to Comcast. So they're leasing the Wells Fargo Center until further notice. And we already have an idea of what further notice is. So anything that happens in that arena, a majority of that money probably does not go to them. It goes to Comcast. So the Sixers are like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this. I want to leave. And the only reason why I say look at this from a business perspective is because say you've been renting a home for over 20 to 30 years. Okay? But you're ready to get a house. Wouldn't you want to feel that way? It's literally like Randy Orton picture he did to Seth Rollins with 2 middle fingers. I mean, basically, if you're talking about what the Flyers are doing to the Sixers, yes. Unless you're talking about this the other way around. But yeah, this is basically like, look, I'm tired of it. I don't want to be here no more. I want to leave. I want to get my own home. I want to get a house. That's basically how I look at the Sixers situation. Now, here's the deal. The 76th place did not have to be made over there in Market East. It really didn't. It could have been made at the sports complex if Comcast would have just created enough room and they would have gotten what they wanted. They would have gotten their own stadium. We're not even talking about Market East like that. If only Comcast gave them the necessary room to make the arena. And simply, they said no. They said no. So, what the Sixers did before settling to Market East is they tried to go over to Delaware at one point. And even that was closed off. I remember how that went, where they were supposed to go build an arena over there in Delaware, and they said no. So that pushed them back to being like, you know what, we're going to keep trying. And after that, bam, 76th place became the idea for them. And now we have what we have. Understandably, the people in Chinatown are very concerned about it. Understandably, for some reason, the people in the gay community are concerned about it. However, I want people to look at it like this. If that stadium gets approved, you don't have the Sixers to really blame at the end of the day. You have Comcast to blame. Also, one more thing. They were going to take whatever happened in Market East before 76th place got approved. This is what Comcast tried to do to force the Sixers to stay over there at the Wells Fargo Center. They tried to take the Market East and try to turn it into a pharmaceutical. One they weren't going to care about at all. They don't give a fuck about it like that. They were just going to make the whole pharmaceutical thing just so they could force the Sixers to stay at the Wells Fargo Center again and make them sign another crazy long-term lease that the Sixers weren't willing to do. So they said, look, we have 2 options. We have go build a stadium in Camden, New Jersey, or we'll take Market East. And here's the deal, people was not down with wanting them to go to Camden. So I'm like, all right, guess what? You only have one other spot because they're not going to stay over there at the Wells Fargo Center. And lo and behold, we have what we have. 76th place looking to be built within the next 5 to 6 years. I should say 3 to 4 years because it won't be built till what, 2031? So like the next next 5-6 years. But yeah, man, all of this could have been avoided. We wouldn't have 76th place here at Market East if only, and I mean if only, You would just sat up there and gave them the space to build an arena. They wouldn't even think about having to build one within smack dab in the middle of the city, which people apparently don't like. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I know where my blame lies. And it's actually not on the 76ers and Josh Harris for once in his life. It's actually on Comcast being just as fucking power hungry, just as greedy, and now they're about to get their shit pushed in. Now, more with this came up before I go ahead and take off. More with this came up to where, of course, this should be pretty obvious. The 76ers, they're going to put all the funding in with this stadium. The city is not paying for this stadium at all. Nobody is paying for this stadium but the Sixers. They're going to be like, you know what, fuck it. We'll take this out of our own pockets and we'll pay for this stadium. I don't know about y'all. You know how bad that has to be for Comcast? For the Sixers to sit up there and say, you know what, fuck it. I will spend $1.2 billion just so Market East can be here out of my own money, then stay and have another lease at the Wells Fargo Center. I need people to process that. Figuratively and literally, because, you know, trust the process. But I need people to process that with how bad Comcast was doing the Sixers dirty. Now, I understand people want to say, why should they want a new arena? The Sixers haven't done shit since the 70s. In that retrospect, okay, let's go this route. The Philadelphia Flyers has not won anything also since the 70s, but they still got the Wells Fargo Center. Now, didn't they? Hell, if you want to be real fair, you want to know the last time we had a championship team over at the Wells Fargo Center? Take a guess. And I guarantee you'll be wrong when I give you this answer. Take a guess. Who do you think was the last champion we had at the Wells Fargo Center? Hell, even at the Spectrum, we'll go there. The last champion. There you go. Never mind. Ding, 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 Eagles. In that case, should the Philadelphia Soul get their own arena? The Philadelphia Soul won, what, 3 Arena Bowls? And they played damn near all of their games besides this season where they folded. They played all of their games over at the Wells Fargo Center and at the Philadelphia Spectrum long before it closed down to where they made room for Xfinity Live. Now, where's the Philadelphia Souls Arena? I don't see anybody talking and bitching about that. Not a soul. The Flyers don't deserve that arena. Just like how the Sixers don't deserve to make an arena over there in Market East. So that's all I pretty much really can say there. It's like, look, again, Philly fans, I understand it. I get it. Especially for ones that are actually out of Philly and they're in Delaware and they got to find other ways to get to this arena and not be swarmed, not be mobbed by other fans trying to get in. Don't get me wrong, I completely get it. Hell, I just came out of the Fashion District to go to the movies. And I'm seeing all these people walking around, shit like that. But yo, that was the one time out of God knows how long where I'm seeing people walk in this arena, walk in this area, and it's like, I don't know, Sixers. You might have a problem with traffic, but we'll see how this will go in 2031 when this opens. But at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, the 76th place is actually not the Sixers' fault. The 76th place falls directly on Comcast. So if you ever wonder why Chinatown got the issues, ever wonder why the gay community got the issues, ever wonder why people from Delaware are struggling to find a place to park or find a place to get to the stadium, I'm looking right at Comcast for fucking everything up and not even so much as wanting to share that land. There you go. Till then, here's the schedule throughout the rest of the week. Schedule throughout the rest of the week consists of this. In about 30 minutes, we're gonna have some football. So coming in 30 minutes after that, we start over with the schedule all over again. Let me move lightning round back to where it is. I'll see if I will do it again on Tuesday. But till then, that's all I got for you guys. As always, guys, every second, every minute, every hour spent with me is every second, every minute, every hour. I'm blessed and thankful for you guys. Have yourself a good rest of the day, night, evening. I will see you guys for some football if you're in the Discord. If not, I will see you for next week's streaming content and, cool fun. Well then, bye. Have a good day.